Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Ekta Amarnani. I'm an accredited practicing dietitian and a nutrition educator. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the science behind turmeric. So with this Science Behind series, my aim is to critically evaluate the literature around particular nutrition topics. I'm trying really hard to set aside any personal biases that I do have, and just to look at the literature as it is. I feel like a lot of nutrition advice that's being dished out is given by people who haven't had a look at the literature by themselves, or have a preconceived notion of what they believe to be true, or have a financial incentive. And I'm trying really hard to make this something that's not biased and a discussion of the literature around turmeric. So it's claimed that the active ingredient turmeric, curcumin, has all these amazing properties to it. It's described as being an antioxidant, as being anti-inflammatory, anti-cancerous, anti-malarial, anti-diabetic. Like pretty much every health claim that could ever be made about a food product has been made about turmeric. And so today I really want to look at the literature behind if any of this is true and how we can use this in practice. All of the literature that I'm using today is going to be linked in the description box below, and I recommend you to read some stuff by yourself too if this is something that is interesting to you. So one of the biggest studies that's been done on curcumin was a 2016 systematic review and meta-analysis that looked at the way that curcumin could affect people with rheumatoid arthritis. And so they dosed people with, so these RCTs dosed people with about 1,000 milligrams of curcumin per day and saw like how it affected their pain and inflammation. And the studies all found basically that curcumin was effective in reducing inflammation and therefore pain. It's really cool because they actually found that the pain was reduced to the same amount as taking ibuprofen, which is a medication on the market for pain medication. And the cool thing too is that taking curcumin doesn't have any of the side effects that taking painkillers does. And so it's an effective painkiller without the negative side effects that taking a painkiller comes with. And so the way that this works is that the curcumin will interact with the inflammatory markers in the blood and thereby reducing their effect in the body. And this lower inflammation then reduces the amount of pain that people feel with arthritis. And so similar to this, there was another very thorough review that was conducted looking at the other health benefits of curcumin that goes beyond anti-inflammation. So they looked at its effect on diabetes, on aging, on skin health, on cancer, just like basically everything. And they found that turmeric actually did have all of these different health benefits because curcumin gets involved in so many different biological pathways in the body, and so can have lots of different benefits to the body beyond just being anti-inflammatory. And so all of this sounds great, but there are a couple of catches. So first of all, pretty much every single study that curcumin is used in has very low sample sizes, and so the validity of the studies is up for question. But more importantly, the thing to consider is that the way they use curcumin in the studies is that they use high doses. So they use about 1,000 milligrams of curcumin in the studies. And not only that, but they treat the curcumin in a way so that it's digested into the body and absorbed into the tissues. So if you're just having normal curcumin that comes from the turmeric, it's not as bioavailable, which means that you're consuming it, but your body doesn't actually absorb very much of it at all. So in order for us to get 1,000 milligrams of curcumin, which is the levels that they do in these studies to show how effective it is in having health benefits, we need to have about 25 grams of turmeric, because curcumin is only about like 2 to 6% of the full turmeric. And then of course we have to bear in mind that the curcumin will have very low bioavailability, and several studies have reported that curcumin concentrations are extremely low or non-existent in serum and tissues at 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours after taking a single dose of 500 to 8,000 milligrams in human. So basically what this means is that even if we do have 8,000 milligrams of curcumin, which is God knows how much turmeric, we're not going to see those levels reflected in our tissues or our serum because it just doesn't absorb very well without being treated first. And that just goes to show how terrible the bioavailability of curcumin is when it comes from a natural food source. And so basically there is really good evidence to show that curcumin could have potential health benefits. It could be an anti-inflammatory. In fact, it seems like it really is. It could be anti-cancerous, have antioxidant properties, all sorts of things, but only if it's used in a drug-like way, where it's treated for bioavailability and it's taken at super high doses for a long-term period. So you have to take it every single day, about 1,000 milligrams, that is highly bioavailable, and then yes, you will see health benefits. But when it comes to eating food, just eating turmeric may not have those effects. In fact, even if we are thinking about having turmeric as a kind of like a health food, we're gonna have to eat about 25 grams of it per day. And even then consider its bioavailability, which seems to be terrible. And so realistically in practice, instead of putting all this effort into eating 25 grams of turmeric a day, which is 5 teaspoons of turmeric every single day, bearing in mind that Indian people are the ones who eat the most turmeric in the world, and they also only average about 2.5 grams of turmeric every day. And so I'd say to probably just focus on eating a healthy, varied diet that's high in fruits and vegetables. Now, this advice is not at all trendy, nor is it exciting, but it's just the real advice I can give you. There are thousands and thousands of studies that show how eating a diet that's rich in fruits and vegetables have all of these effects too. They are antioxidants and anti-inflammatory and anti-cancerous and all the good stuff. It's just that no one really likes eating the vegetables, and asking turmeric to do the job seems to be more fun than eating your fucking vegetables. I do want to say though that if you are experiencing rheumatoid arthritis, then perhaps getting curcumin that has high bioavailability might be something for you to consider. It has been shown to be a good pain medication, and if your pain medication is causing you some severe side effects, it might be something for you to consider. But for those of us who don't have rheumatoid arthritis, I say eat a healthy diet, have your fruits and your vegetables. So I really hope you enjoyed this video looking into the science behind turmeric. Please do leave a comment down below if there are other things you want the science behind explained about. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please be sure to, and we'll have a lot of fun together. So ta-ta for now, see you in my next video.